these rural areas, they would stay there itself, right? There is no problem of migration from town to cities, right? Are you getting me? So that is the basic agenda behind, that is Pura model. Okay, providing urban amenities in rural areas. Electrification, providing electricity is biggest problem in rural areas, right? Or even today's scenario, right? Better hospitality, better education for their children, for example NEET or IAS coaching or whatever it might be, right? Other than that, better employment opportunities. You people might have completed your engineering, then move to Hyderabad or Bangalore or wherever it is, right or not? So that has been the thing that in turn leads to migration. That has to be stopped in present scenario. Okay, in order to address, right, the challenges, one among the most important challenges, that is the urbanized, most of the cities are heavily crowded, right? So if at all again people start to coming in this particular direction, what will happen? Population in turn will be more higher. So in order to reduce that, and in order to make sure that almost all the availabilities, all the facilities has to reach the people then and there itself. That is the basic reason behind Pura model, right? That is why please make sure that you write and come something so that I can clarify. Okay, now we will be getting into Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization, right? So yesterday I was talking about Indus Valley civilization. I have given a brief intro about Indus Valley civilization, right? I have given a brief intro about Indus Valley civilization. When we talk about this particular civilization, right, so it starts from 2500 to 1750 BC, right? 1750 BC. So what is the reason? So it can be from 3500 also. Historians vary with respect to the fact of starting of Harappan civilization or Indus Valley civilization, right? So with respect to this, it starts from 2500 to 1750 BC. This age is called as proto-historic period. Proto-historic period or Bronze Age. Bronze Age, right? So bronze was much used at this period of time. Bronze, okay, Bronze Age. Bronze was much used in terms of, that is, metals, okay? So when we talk about bronze, bronze is mixture of copper and tin, okay? So when we talk about copper, these people got from K3 mines, K3, Rajasthan, and tin is from Afghanistan, Baluchistan region, okay? So they used to make lot of articles with respect to bronze. That is why it is also called as Bronze Age. And other than that, when we talk about this Indus Valley civilization, right? So you people have to know on which bank of the river this civilization started to grow, right? So first and foremost aspect, this civilization started to grow around this particular period of time in and around river Indus and its tributaries, okay? Indus and its tributaries. So that is Jhelum, Chenab, Sutlej, Ravi, right? So all these things are major tributaries of river Indus. Fine. At the same time, another parallel river was there, and that is in modern day Pakistan, that is Ghaggar. Ghaggar, Pakistan. So that is in Pakistan. And river Indus. And on river Indus and its tributaries, right? So on this basis this Indus Valley civilization was set up. Okay. So when we talk about Indus Valley civilization, first of all, every civilization needs water to start with. Especially this is again an urban civilization, that has to be remembered by you people. How does urbanization takes place, right? So without ruralization, urbanization doesn't come. Okay. So it took a period of time. It took a period of time to grow this rural into the urban civilization, where we in turn talk about certain stages or certain phases with respect to the development of cities as such. Are you getting me? Certain phases. What is pre-Harappan phase? What is that is early Harappan phase and mature Harappan phase, and the decline of Harappan phase, the last Harappan phase. So that is how the cities would be. Okay, are you getting me? And make sure that one more point, that is, it does not mean if a civilization ends around this particular time period, that is 1750, it does not means almost all the cities that has come to an end at this particular period of time. There might be cities which might have come across by 2200 BC or 2100 BC, they might have started to decline. It is a gradual process. Are you getting me? And there can be certain sort of sudden incidents, external attack or natural calamity, that might end the civilization as such. Are you getting me? Okay? Are you getting my point? So it has to be a gradual end. If you want me to give another example, when we talk about Mauryan Empire, I told you on the other day that the Mauryan Empire got ended, right, after the last ruler, that is Brihadratha. He was last known ruler, Brihadratha, who was killed by Pushyamitra Sunga, and the entire territory of Mauryans was splitted into many. But still, okay, it was not completely zero. There were some minute parts which were under the control of Mauryans as such. Are you getting me? But they were not powerful, that's it. They were not powerful. In the same manner, when we talk about any civilization, okay, you people need to understand the decline would be gradual in nature, and if at all certain sudden incidents happens, that in turn make the civilization to end. Are you getting me? It is a gradual process, that is what I in turn mean to say, right? So when we talk about this particular civilization, right, it was on the banks of the river Indus as well as Ghaggar, right? So with respect to this civilization, at this particular period of time, I am talking about 4th millennium BC, that is 4000, in and around 3000 to 4000 BC I am talking about. So at that particular period of time, how was society, right? How was society at that particular period of time? All over the world, there were many sects which were different from each other. Okay, heterogeneous sect. What is homogeneous? That is similar sect all around. But here, in and around 4th millennium, that is around 3000 to 4000 BC, there were many heterogeneous sects which were around different parts of the world. Over a period of time, they started to be homogeneous in nature. They started to follow the same culture that has been followed by many other people. So homogeneity started to arise at this particular period of time in and around 3rd millennium BC, right? That is 3000 years onwards. That is from 3000 to 3500. So that is what we have to understand here. Okay. So after that, many civilizations started to grow in different parts of the world. Okay. So we in turn need to understand who were the contemporaries of these Indus Valley civilization, right? I said there are other civilizations that were part of the world at that particular period of time, right? One second. Fan ekkada undi? రైట్. ఒకే పొజిషన్లో ఉండదా? You don't know. Okay, fine. Okay, oscillating. Fine. So when we talk about this civilization, right, who are the contemporaries of this civilization? First and foremost thing is there were many contemporaries with respect to different parts of the world. When we look into that is Africa, you would be able to find Egyptian civilization which was on the banks of the river Nile. And you would also be able to find Mesopotamian civilization on the banks of the river Euphrates and Tigris, right? So this is another civilization. And when we talk about another most important civilization, that is civilization belonging to China, our eastern neighbor, right? So that is Hangzhou, on the banks of the river Hangzhou, right? It was also called as Yellow River. So that is the basic thing. And among all these civilization, okay, among all these civilization, the Indus Valley civilization was the largest civilization. Are you getting me? Indus Valley civilization was the largest civilization among its contemporaries, because Indus Valley civilization was 20 times that of Egypt and 12 times that of Egypt and Mesopotamia put together. Are you getting me? So that was the biggest civilization, and which had around 50 lakh people, 5 million people. That was catering to the needs of 5 million people. So that is the basic aspect that has to be remembered. Here with respect to this chapter, what are the things that we would be seeing? First and foremost thing, what is the geographical location which this civilization covers, right? And what is the length and breadth it goes through. After that, we would be talking about some of the most important things, such as their town planning, socio-economic condition, their religious aspects, their religious beliefs, okay, and how did this civilization started to decline. Here we also talk about their trade, their what are the things they used to do at the time, at their free time, right? Everything we would be talking with respect to this particular chapter. When we talk about the total territory which this civilization covered, right? So that is in the north, it started from, right? I am bad at drawings, kindly bear with me. At the same time, make sure that you draw well. Right? So with respect to this, what is the thing that has to be remembered? What is the territory at which this Harappan civilization was covering, right? So modern day Pakistan, Afghanistan, that is Balochistan, right? Parts of Jammu, right? So parts of Rajasthan, Haryana, Gujarat, and parts of Maharashtra, right? And parts of UP. These were the areas which were covered by this Indus Valley civilization. Are you clear? So this is the area that was covered by, that was under the rule of Indus Valley civilization. From north to south, it was covering around 1400 kilometers. From east to west, right, it was covering around 1600 kilometers. Are you getting me? So it was covering around 1600 kilometers. So when we talk about all these aspects, right, so we talk about first and foremost thing, so what is the population of this civilization? It was 5 million. It was 5 million. And now we are going to talk about another most important thing with respect to this particular civilization, right? So this civilization at the initial stages, right, there has to be different stage with respect to development as such. So at the initial stage, right, it was pre-Harappan. Okay, you make sure that you write certain things, right? So when we talk about the different stages of Harappan civilization, the different stages of Harappan civilization, this you won't be able to get it in your NCERT. So I am saying you, right? Pre-Harappan stage, so where the people were nomadic and they practiced domestication of animals. Fine. So especially when we talk about this particular region, so it is in and around Balochistan. Early stage was in and around Balochistan. Next stage, you write down second one, early Harappan stage. Early Harappan stage, point number 2, early Harappan stage. So here starts the rising of villages, the rise of villages. And third phase or third stage, the emergence of bigger cities, the emergence of bigger towns and cities. This is what at third stage. So that is where you talk about Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Chanudaro, right, Lothal, everywhere. These are the things we will be talking about. And last phase, that is declining phase. That is declining phase. When we talk about this Harappa, I will tell the details of each and every site which would be useful for your examination. So this is what would be asked in your preliminary as well as your CAPF examination. Certain points you people need to keep it in your mind. I will give as a fact at the end of the class. Okay. So now we will cover all the content related aspects. Okay. So when we talk about the northernmost part of this Harappan civilization, it comes around the northernmost part is Manda, M-A-N-D-A. Please make a note of it. Manda, it is in Jammu. In the south, it is Daimabad. It is in Maharashtra. Daimabad in Maharashtra. In northernmost Manda, M-A-N-D-A. Okay. In south it is Manda in Jammu. Right. South it is Daimabad, which is in Maharashtra. And in the east, in the west it is Sukta Gendore. Sukta Gendore, Suktagendore. Yes. In the west, it is Balochistan, Afghanistan, part of modern day Afghan. So that is the territory, right? I have made sure, right? And in the east, Alamgirpur, it is in UP. Alamgirpur, it is in UP. Alamgirpur, which is in UP. And when we talk about the discovery of places, right, this civilization was brought to known through excavation. Through excavation, this civilization came to be known in the year 1921. Okay, in the year 1921, Harappa was discovered on the banks of the river Ravi. Harappa was discovered on the banks of the river Ravi by D.R. Sahani. By D.R. Sahani. And Mohenjo, yes, D full stop R Sahani. Harappa in 1921. In 1921, okay. And in 1922, Mohenjo-daro was discovered on the banks of the river Indus. On the banks of the river Indus. by R.D. Banerjee. By R.D. Banerjee. And Sir John Marshall was instrumental for all these findings. He was a British historian, he was instrumental in finding all. Sir John Marshall. Right? Now we talk about the different aspect with respect to town planning. When we talk about town planning, Harappan town planning is of masterpiece. Fine. When we talk about this Harappan town planning, especially we look into different set of things that has to be understood. One, what is grid system, right? And another most important thing, what is the importance that these people have given to, that is drainage system as a whole, right? That is also one among the things that has to be remembered. And we talk about town planning as such. Okay, so when we talk about town planning, right, when we talk about town planning, so almost all the, that is streets or lanes, were going straight, were in straight order. So that is the thing. And each roads cut each other at 90 degree. Each road cuts each other at 90 degree. Are you able to see 90 degree? Right? So that is the right angle. So each house, that is each streets or channels that flow in this particular direction, that is what you people need to understand. And the houses were arranged in such a manner, it was looking like a grid system or larger rectangular towns. Are you getting me? When we look from up, so this is what we in turn mean to say, right? So this is how the town planning was. And when we talk about the other aspects with respect to town planning, first and foremost thing, these people used burnt bricks. The Harappans used burnt bricks for their construction purpose. And another one sort of bricks is there. So this is another sort of bricks. It is also fired. It is fired, again burnt. So, and when we talk about the housing and the structure of housing with respect to each and every town, right? The towns or the cities, bigger cities, were divided into two parts. One is called upper part, it is called a citadel. Upper part is called a citadel. So actually what happens is, around 40 to 50 meters, there would be a artificial rise with respect to ground level. 40 to 50 feet rise would be there with respect to ground level. And there would be many buildings. Okay, are you getting me? So that is in turn related to public offices, that can be where the ruling class people might have lived. Are you getting me? Ruling class people might have lived, even big business class people or bigger government servants who might have lived in this particular citadel. Okay, and for each town you would be able to see gateways for each towns. At the entrance itself you would be able to see greater gateways for each towns. And with respect to citadel, it would be covered with a sense such as, in modern concept we call it as compound or the surrounding walls, right? So that would be covered in this manner. And when we talk about the other thing, you would be able to see certain places, especially with respect to Mohenjo-daro, you would be able to see Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro inside the citadel. Okay, so Great Bath is nothing but a pond, a sort of pond that would be there inside the citadel, where you people would be, common people used to take bath. Some historians say that it was on special occasions. Yes, for that is sacrificial purpose and many other things, right? Some rituals, to offer rituals. So that was the thing with respect to Great Bath. And when we talk about the lower part of the city, right, it was where the common people started to live, especially craftsmen, okay, traders, craftsmen, and agricultural people, one who are related to agricultural activities. They started to live at the lower part of the town. The upper class people and ruling class people and business people, merchants, started to live in citadel, that is the upper part. And so this is the difference that has to be understood by you people. And when we talk about the other aspects, building, construction of houses, right? So here we would be able to see different kind of houses as such. When we talk about the construction as a whole, we would be able to see more number of, that is, two-storied buildings also, and some buildings which are having even single room or double room, something like that. Okay, and there is a gap with each and every houses, and always the bigger houses were surrounded by smaller houses. So that was the pattern that was followed at the time of Harappan civilization. Are you getting me? The bigger houses were surrounded by smaller houses, and there was proper gap between each and every house. What they used to do is, they used to, after the wall is there, right, one house is there, wall is there, and there is a gap between one house and another house. So in between, what they will do, they will keep the, that is, bricks. Okay, in that particular gap, they would be keeping some bricks. And there was no encroachment of land. There was no encroachment of land as such. And when we talk about roads, right, when we talk about roads, actually the width is from, so that is 9 feet. It starts from 9 feet up to 33 feet. It goes up to 33 feet, right? So that is the thing. When we it depends on cities. It depends, the width depends on different cities. For example, if you take Mohenjo-daro as example, so the width starts from 13.5 feet. Okay, but overall, as a whole, you people can conclude this as the basic thing, right? And another most important thing, there are many stories with respect to the Harappan structure. And when we talk about what is inside the house, right, there were many rooms depending on the economic capacity. There were houses with single room and two rooms, right? There were houses which were having multiple rooms, and always they had a courtyard, right? Courtyard means at the center of the house you will be having a structure which is open gap, right? So surrounding that you would be having many other rooms, right? Are you getting me? So surrounding this courtyard you will be having many other rooms which are constructed. And in courtyard, in most of the cities, there were wells. There were wells in most of the cities. And please make a note of this point. Each house had toilets and bathrooms. This is the importance that these people were giving with respect to sanitation as a whole. There were two rooms, especially there were two bathrooms. And they made sure that they had proper drainage system with respect to their bathrooms. They give utmost importance to their bathrooms. Whatever the water they have used, that was connected to a pit which was on the streets. through different pipelines. That is what modern technology, that is what we are using in today's scenario, right? So, and when we talk about the construction and construction related things, the floor were made out of wooden beams. The roof were made out of wooden beams. Roof, wooden beam and clay. So that was used for roofing of houses. And with respect to the ground, so earth was the ground which was covered, that's it, okay, which was cemented or which was packed in such a manner, it was looking normal. So that is the thing that has to be remembered. There were windows and doors. Doors were painted even at that time. Doors were carved at that time. The designs what we do today, right? So that has been done at that time itself. So that was with respect to Harappan civilization. And they made sure that whenever you see their houses, whatever which is inside the house, that won't be visible to people. Because after the door, the bigger wall was raised immediately after the door. Okay. Almost all the scenario, the windows were closed usually. The windows were not opened regularly. So that is one among the thing. You would be able to see lamps all over the streets. Lamps. It is meant for street light purpose. In today's scenario, we are having street light, right? So in the same way, these people used to do that. They were also having street light. Right? So they used marbles. And gypsum. They used marbles, gypsum, wooden reeds, in turns, it is tiny thing which is grown out of plant. Okay. So you can Google it and see the image. That was also used for floors of the houses. Wooden reeds and mud bricks which are fired, make sure that burnt bricks. So that were used for the purpose of construction of houses. So this is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. Okay. So you would come across lot of granaries in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, right? Harappa, inside citadel you have 6 granaries where people store food grains. Are you getting me? And when we talk about Mohenjo-daro, it was well planned city. And which was covered with lot of water. Water was 7 into 365 days. That is the scenario. They had well in each houses. Okay, even in citadel or great bath of Mohenjo-daro, you would be able to see 3 wells inside that particular building. Okay. So and the entire this great bath of Mohenjo-daro, the pool or the pond was covered by many rooms and galleries which were meant for dressing and other purposes. Are you getting me? So this is one among the things that has to be remembered. And with respect to other things, whatever we need to speak with respect to this particular Indus Valley civilization. How was society as such? Right? How was society as such? The society was divided into, one is ruling class. Okay. One is ruling class. These people lived in citadel. Okay. And middle class people. Right? They were businessmen, they were merchants. And another is poor class or common masses. So the society was divided into three as such. The society was divided into three.
And so buildings were planned by the ruling class, no?
Yes. Yes. I will talk about their administration. At that time you will come to know why there is such sort of uniformity all over Indus Valley civilization. When you go to Mohenjo-daro or when you come to Kalibangan, Lothal, anywhere, okay, you would be getting same sort of structure with respect to the entire area. Same sort of structure with respect to entire area. So that is why there is an uniformity with respect to administration. Right? So this is about the society. That is what I was talking about. The society was divided into three. One is rich people, that is ruling class, and another one is middle class. Right? These people were merchants. And the third class, that is common masses, common people who were craftsmen. Are you getting me? Right? Now we need to talk about other aspects, such as what about their administration, administrative acumen, right? So what is the basic thing that has to be understood? So there are certain evidences such as Great Bath, and there are certain, that is the images that we get from Mohenjo-daro, whether it is dancing girl or a person who is sitting in meditative posture, right? A person, a male who is sitting in meditative posture, or priestly king images have been found in all these particular areas. So can we conclude this civilization or Indus Valley civilization was ruled by the priestly class by looking into these aspects? Are you getting me? Depending on the evidence only we have to speak, right? So there is an image called priestly king that is there, and another thing is there are homakundas in many places, right? Fire altars, that's what we say, right? So that in turn indicates the rituals were performed at regular intervals. So that, do you want or do you conclude that this was ruled by priestly class? There are no such evidence for that matter. When we talk about this, that is Egyptian civilization, we would be going across a certain thing called mummies, right? They used to do almost all sort of things, and they used to protect bodies of ruling class people, and at times they used to make sure that all the things are run in proper way, right? So they had very key role, they had very important role with respect to the administration of Egypt as such. They were very powerful. There you people can say there might have been an influence of these people, priestly class people, with respect to administration. Directly or indirectly they were controlling the entire scenario. But with respect to here, there is no sort of pyramid or there is no reference with respect to construction of temples as such. Are you getting me? The construction of temples with respect to Harappa, you won't be able to find anywhere.
So there will be no idol worship.
There is idol worship. I have not touched the part of religion until now, right? So I will come to religion and I will talk about everything. Fine? So we have idol worship at that particular period of time. But the thing is, there were no bigger temples, so that we can say their influence, the influence of priestly class were very high, or the entire country is ruled by priestly class. So that is what the thing that we cannot come to conclusion, right? So that is one among the thing. And another most important thing is we are unable to depict whatever is there in their literature. So if we are able to do that, then we will have some sort of clarity with respect to whatever these Harappan people were or Indus Valley people were. So we conclude to a conclusion that there is uniformity. all over Harappa. Okay, Harappa or Indus Valley civilization, entire Indus Valley civilization, we have a set of uniformity. With respect to that uniformity, what we can conclude is there might have been an centralized administration, right or not? There might have been an centralized administration, and there were the power was given or handovered it from centralized administration to different parts and different provinces for the purpose of administration. Regional administration would be there, central administration as a whole, but a regional administration which stick on to cities and districts. Are you getting me? So that in turn brought in a sort of uniformity in almost all the cities and towns in Harappa or Indus Valley civilization. That can be done through whom? So that is the question, right? Many historians say that this was done, the administration was run by business class people. Okay, by business class people, they were very predominant in terms of administration. So there was equal level of growth in almost all the towns and cities with respect to Indus Valley civilization. Are you getting me? So they brought in a sort of uniformity in almost all parts, that is around 12,50,000 square kilometers. The total area of this civilization is, right? They brought a sort of uniformity over these regions. So that is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. Centralized administration with regional powers, they in turn united or unified the administration in such a way that everything was similar to that of others. So that is the thing that has to be remembered by you people, right? So when we talk about, is there any question with respect to this, with respect to administration? It is simple, right? Because when we talk about other dynasties such as the Mauryan Empire or Guptans or that is Cholas, Chalukyas, we know the specific name of the ruler and which time they were ruling the country through their shasanas or written orders, right or not? But we do not have any sort of reference with respect to the ruling class here. So that becomes the problem in depicting or understanding their history. Okay. So that is the thing that has to be remembered by you people. And when we talk about their religion or their religious beliefs, right? This was the time period the early Hinduism started. Okay, the setting up of or starting of Hinduism. Hinduism was at its earliest phase. Are you getting me? Here you would be able to see people praying for Mother Goddess, that is Earth. It was prayed in the form of Shakti, right? So there are images that depicting the trees are grown from the womb of Mother God. Are you getting me? So that's such sort of importance was given to Mother God. Yeah, sorry? Yeah, I will wait for some time. Okay, I am starting with all these aspects. Once I finish, you people, right? So when we talk about this aspect, that is Shakti worship or Mother God, right? So female deity has been worshipped at this particular period of time. And another one thing, we find an image of male who is under meditative posture, okay, who is having horn and 3 heads and sitting in meditative posture, and he has been surrounded by animals such as rhinos, tiger, as well as elephant and deer, right? So all these things are surrounding him. So historians considered him as Pashupati Mahadev. Pashupati Mahadev or Lord Shiva. Are you getting me? So that was another thing with respect to these Indus Valley people. Okay, and nature worship was very predominant with respect to this particular period of time. Nature worship, they worshipped earth, they worshipped plants, they worshipped trees as well as animals, right? So they used to worship peepal tree. Peepal tree was meant for sacred purpose, and they also started to worship humped bull, one-horned rhinos. So all these things were worshipped by these people. Snakes were worshipped by these people, right? And these people knew that is swastik. Again, this can be your preliminary question. The symbol of swastik was known to these people. And they also practiced yoga. They also practiced yoga. Make sure that you write these important points. Swastik was known to the people. Swastik sign. They also worshipped semi-humans. Semi-humans in turn refers to the body is that of human beings and foot and head would be that of animals, right? So semi-humans, so they worship them, and they also worshipped linga. Idol worship starts from here, right? They worshipped Shiva in the form of linga. Linga in turn refers to inanimate stone. Inanimate stone. Right? They practiced yoga. I hope you people have written that. And they believed in certain things such as black magic. Right? All these things were there. They believed in both good and bad. Good things are there and bad things are there. So, but they were not aware of doing black magic. Are you getting me? So, all those sort, that is black magic, other things, and they did not believe even in rituals, that is chanting of mantras. All those things comes in later period, that is Vedic, in and around Vedic period. In Vedic period, especially in Atharvana Veda, we speak about much about 63 black magics. And even it also talks about medicines as such. Are you getting me? So that is one among the things that has to be remembered. And when we talk about the other aspects, that is trade and commerce with respect to these people. Is there any questions with respect to religion as such? Yes. Is it very clear? Hinduism was at its earliest stage, that has to be noted. Nature worship was done. Mother God was given importance, right? They believed mother is all about fertility. That is why trees are grown from the womb of the mother, right or not? So that is one among the things that has to be understood by you people. And another most important thing that has to be remembered is swastik sign. They always took holy bath. They had the habit of bathing. That is what all these ponds in turn refers to. Holiness has been given, right? So they had the habit of bathing. And they had bathrooms, that's what we said. In each and every house, they had bathrooms and toilets. Right? So that was the practice with respect to these people. They used to worship animals. They used to worship, that is linga, to pray Lord Shiva, and they had an image of Pashupati Mahadev, which was surrounded by animals. So all these are the things that has to be remembered by you people with respect to religion as such. Right? Now we talk about the most important aspect, the agricultural aspect with respect to Harappans. Agriculture becomes very, very important with respect to these people, right? Agriculture as such, because it has to cater to the needs of around 5 million people or 50 lakh people. Without agriculture, do you think that the Harappan civilization would have been an urbanized civilization? Can you ever imagine that? So this was the question which was asked in your mains. Okay. Without the support of agriculture as such, can the Harappan civilization would have been so urbanized, right or not? So when we talk about agriculture, they gave utmost importance to agriculture as such. Utmost importance was given to agriculture. Barley and wheat were very important crops with respect to these people. Barley and wheat. And Ray is there, R-A-Y. Ragi, peas, beans, sanva, all these are kind of millets. Sanva, right? So these were grown, and usually for the purpose of agriculture, right? At the initial stage, there were many hundreds of villages which were participating in agriculture as such. Agriculture was the backdrop on which this urbanized civilization started to grow. The food security was given utmost importance. That is why there are many sort of godowns in many parts of Harappan civilization. Especially I told you people itself in Harappa. In Harappan citadel itself you would be able to see 6 granaries. Are you getting me? So in such a way, when we talk about agriculture as such, so for plowing purpose, for tilling of land, they used wooden plugs. Now what we use? Tractors we use. In tractors, iron is there, right? So usually, without using, if you are not using tractors, then you people can use normal iron plugs. So that is there. But here plowing was not done through iron, because these people were not knowing the use of iron ore. Are you getting me? So this is the point that you people have to keep it in your mind. Iron was not known to these people, but they knew other metals. Such as bronze, how to make bronze, right? How to use gold, silver, other things they were knowing, but they were not having any idea about iron ore. That comes in later stages. Fine. When we talk about other most important aspects, they had some sort of idea about monsoon, clear-cut idea about monsoon. They were usually sowing in the month of November and harvesting before March or April. So that was the scenario with respect to their agriculture as such. And they used to grow muskmelon and other sort of fruits, right? They used to grow mustard, sesame. All these things were grown by these people, right? They also used to grow leguminous crops. What is leguminous crop? Do anyone know that? It is again with respect to your prelims as well as mains of CDS, CAPF as well as
It shares a symbiotic relationship.
fine. What is that? In order to do what? What does it does in soil?
In order to regain its nutrients or minerals.
Very simple. You keep on tilling the land and performing agricultural activity. Over a period of time, what will happen? Over a certain period of time, the fertility of the soil deteriorates, right or not? So at such a scenario, you need to rebuild the soil's health For that, leguminous crops will help them. So that is nothing but fixing of nitrogen in the soil. That is what leguminous crops does. Usually pulses, all sort of pulses will bring back, rejuvenate soil's health. So that is what nitrogen fixation is all about, right? So they used to grow leguminous crops, and most importantly they were growing dates. Are you getting me? It in turn indicates what? Growing of dates in turn indicates there were semi-arid region within this particular particular civilization, right? So even today in parts of Rajasthan, right, parts of that is Pakistan's Punjab, you would be able to see desert region is there, right? So these dates were grown even at that particular period of time. So crops you people have to remember for your CAPF examination as well as UPSC examination. That is why I want you people to go through all the question papers which are of multiple choices. Fine? So this is one among the things that has to be remembered. For catering the needs of almost all the people, that is 5 million people, agriculture was given utmost importance. Mixed farming was done. Please make a note of it. Mixed farming. What is mixed farming? Growing of food crops plus growing of different food crops plus what else? Mixed cropping. I told about, what did I tell you? Mixed farming. I was talking about mixed farming. Mixed farming is nothing but growing of crops along with cattle rearing, domestication of animals. So that is what mixed farming. Again, this has been asked in your preliminary examination. There would be an option such that growing multiple crops in a single piece of land can be one option, right? So these are the options that were given to confuse you. Whatever there might be an option, please keep it in mind that mixed farming is all about rearing of livestock and doing cultivation of land simultaneously. It is what mixed farming. So in your textbook they won't be using a word called mixed farming. Because why this agriculture was gaining importance, or due to agriculture, as in its backdrop only this civilization started to grow, right? So the reason behind is these people were aware of climate changes, and we also come to know while studying about their extinction or decline, there were floods, there were droughts. Dates is grown in drought region, right, where there is very less rainfall, there only you people can grow dates. So that is the climatic condition which is required for growing of dates, right? So that in turn indicates what? These people were having certain issues or problem with respect to water. That is, flooding was also there, and drought was also a scenario that these people has to go through, right? So they in turn wanted to make sure food security is prevailed at all times. They constructed more and more of granaries, and they practiced mixed farming. Especially they used all these cattle as food products. They used to eat flesh of meat, that is flesh of fish, as well as cow, as well as sheep, goat, hen, pig, whatever we people in today's scenario eat. So everything was eaten by these people, that is Harappans. Consumption of meat was there. Consumption of tortoise is there, right? So they used to have it as a food. That is why mixed, are you getting the importance of mixed farming? They were standing on Both the thing, one is agriculture. If agriculture fails, then what else? In order to cater the needs of 5 million people, what they were doing at that time, they used to exchange. They used to exchange food products for cattle. Okay, so that was the system, that is barter system was going on at that particular period of time, in order to resist almost all the natural calamities like that of flood and drought. Are you getting me? So agriculture plays predominant role. Please keep it in mind. This can be your mains question. That is why I am insisting more on this part. Okay, they were aware of monsoon. They were aware of the problems with respect to monsoon. So though the land was fertile, okay, it is Indus belt, right? Though the land was fertile, they wanted to ensure food security of around 5 million people. So they had constructed granaries in almost all the areas. There is evidence of growing of rice in Lothal. That was in and around 1800 BC. At the later stage of Harappan rule, you would be able to see at some parts they also used to grow rice. So in CDS, what they ask is, CAPF, what they ask is, they ask all these sort of questions that becomes important for you people. Where was the evidence of rice which was grown, right? So where do you get to know about the plowing of land? What is the evidence? Which place is the evidence, right? At the same time, this Indus Valley civilization was also called as, that is Sindon. The name Sindon came to this Indus Valley civilization because of river Sindh, and these people were growing cotton. Cotton was the earliest crop which was grown by these Indus Valley people. The first growers of cotton was this Indus Valley people. Please make sure that you remember this point. This point becomes important for your examination, right? Growing of cotton. That is why Greeks call these people, that is Indus Valley civilization, as Sindons. When we talk about social aspects, their social aspects, right?
They use irrigation.
Huh?
Irrigation.
Huh? Actually, they were not using irrigation to that extent. Channel irrigation as well as other things was not known to them. They used to believe in terms of nullas were used at the point of irrigation. Nulls through which we can get water. Nulls, make a note of nulls. Irrigation facility was not that developed at that particular period of time.
Mostly they were dependent on monsoon.
Yes, monsoon. They were dependent on monsoon. They were dependent on monsoon. Nulls means the source of water, taps. Something is related to that. And they were storing waters, especially in and around Rajasthan and in and around Gujarat region. You people would be able to see lot of wells inside each and every house. Water deficit is there, so they were preserving water with wells. So that is one among the things that can be seen. In Mohenjo-daro, you do not have water scarcity, but whereas in Harappa, you have water scarcity. Both Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are in Pakistan. Right? Both Mohenjo-daro and Harappa are in Pakistan. Modern day Pakistan, you please remember that. Right? So other than that, when we talk about the society as such, right? So male and female, right, were wearing, their dress was made out of cotton and woolen. These were used as dressing materials, and both of them were wearing same sort of dresses. Especially males were covering their wrist with a cloth, and they were covering their upper part with a shawl. Same set of dressing was done even with respect to females. And both male and female were using ornaments. Both were using ornaments made out of gold, silver, copper, and shells. Shells were got through shellfish. Shellfish is there, right? So shells were got through shellfish, and they used to consume the fish, and they used to make all these sort of jewelers and beading. Everything was done through shells. So that is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people, right? And what are the other things when we talk about ornaments? And we also talk about the hairstyling. Whatever we people are doing in today's scenario, they were using eyelash, they were using lipstick. Okay, so especially women were wearing nose ring and earrings. For nose, they used to wear, right? Nose and ears they wear, and anklets were worn by women. Bracelets and other chains and everything were worn by both male and female. So when we talk about the ornaments with respect to gold, which was mixed with silver, it was not made up of whatever we call 22 carat or 24 carat in today's scenario, right? So it was mixed with too much of silver, so the shininess has come down. The original shininess or the thing with respect to gold is there, right? That was not that much as if it is today. So that is also one among the things that has to be remembered. And they believed in using precious stones. There is a stone called lapis lazuli. Have you ever heard about? I told you on the other day to make a note on lapis lazuli, right? Did anyone do that? Not yesterday, before that. Blue stone, right? Blue stone. Lapis lazuli is nothing but blue stone. All these precious and semi-precious stones were traded among people. This was one among the most important industry at that particular period of time, right? So male and female were treated equally with respect to this particular period of time. Are you getting me? They were respected equally. There is no sort of inequality with respect to male and female. Hairstyling and everything was there at this particular period of time itself, right? And another most important thing that we talk about with respect to this Harappan civilization is all about their trade and trade related activities. How was the economy which was running under Harappans, right? So Harappans had very good agriculture. They were good at agriculture. Agriculture was the backdrop on which it was growing. Mixed farming was practiced by these people, right? So after that, at the initial stages, they were practicing hunting. Hunting was part of their job at the initial stages, okay? Hunting was done as an activity. And another most important thing is they were very good at metallurgy. Metallurgy industry was shining like anything at that particular period of time. Because you people talk about bronze. This belongs to Bronze Age, right? So we have enormous evidence that is, for example, dancing doll, which has been found at Mohenjo-daro, right? So which is done through bronze, right? Bronze is mixture of tin and copper. And you people can ask, sir, from where did they get gold? Kolar, right? So that is from Karnataka. From Karnataka it was going up to Punjab, Haryana and Maharashtra, right? Above that. So and where did they get their silver from? Afghanistan. Are you getting me? So they had trade contacts with respect to almost, right, many people. We come to an conclusion that they had trade contacts even with Mesopotamia, right? So they had very good trade contact. When we talk about their trade, their mode of transportation has to be understood by you people, right? So first and foremost thing, they used bullock carts for transporting internally, and they used boats and ships. Bullock carts, boats and ships were used for the purpose of trade. Right? And trade was conducted through barter system. There was no use of money as such, product for product. So that was what happening in and around this particular period of time. The use of money and other things comes later. Fine. When we talk about other aspects, what were the different industries the Harappans were running? Brick making industry was one among such industries which played very important role. Right, brick making industry, which was usually outside the town, town outskirts, cities outskirts. Brick making industry was there, and another most important industry was jewel making industry. Shipbuilding industry gains its importance. Shipbuilding industry. Use of leather products, leather industry. Right? Seal making industry. They made more than 500 seals. Seals, SEALS. Seals are meant for demarking different products, right? Marking of different products. Seal making industry, terracotta pot making industry. Terracotta pots. Pots were made out of wheels. In modern day we do, right? So that is how pots were made. So this is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. These were the set of industries, right? When we talk about the other aspects, what is most important when we trade is the measurement plays very important. What for what, right? So how did these people measure? So when we talk about measurement, these people used cubes. Write down. Make sure that you write down this weights and measures. Trade requires a regulation of exchange of weights and measures. Exchange of weights and measures. Harappans used cubical and spherical weights. Cubical and spherical. In order to make these, they used chert, CHERT. In order to make these cubical and spherical weights, right, they used cherts, jasper, agate. All these things were used to made weights. Yes,
What material?
all these chert, jasper, agate.
Chart is a stone.
Yes. right? So all these things were made for measuring purpose, okay? And the measurement units, so tradition of 16 continued until today, right? The tradition of 16 anna is equal to 1 rupee. 16 anna is equal to 1 rupee. What were the units? 1, 2, 4. You mention the units, measurement units. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. It is multiple of 16. Are you getting me? It is measurement units was in such a way that 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So this is how things were measured in multiples of 16. 16 chatanka was equal to 1 kg. 16 chatanka, CHA, write down, CHATANK, CHATANK, 16 chatanka was equal to 1 unit.
What is chatanka?
Chatanka, again it is the name of the weight, right? 16 chatanka was 1 unit. The measure of length was based on a foot of 37.6 centimeters. A foot of 37.6 centimeters, and cubic length, cubic would be measured in length of 51.8 to 53.6 centimeters. Cubics were measured in terms of 51.8 to 53.6 centimeters. 53.6 centimeters, right? So now we have to talk about another most important thing with respect to these people. What was their art? What was their art and architecture, right? So especially when we talk about their art and architecture, please remember that they were not having any idea about iron ore, right? So there are many evidences with respect to their art. So first and foremost thing is they had the, once again, dancing girl statue, which is of 11.5 centimeter. Dancing girl statue, which is made up of bronze, right, of 11.5 centimeters. You have got yogi image from Mohenjo-daro. Yogi image, the image of yogi from Mohenjo-daro. We have the evidence of game boards, that is chess. Chess and dicing were very important with respect to these people. Okay, they in their free time they used to do this. They used to gamble. Okay, they were giving utmost importance towards music also. Music and dance was part and parcel of their life. And hunting was considered to be a game, right? Write down, redstone torso. Redstone torso is found in Harappa, made up of detachable limbs. Made up of detachable limbs and head. Daimabad, next point. Daimabad. Daimabad. Ah, yes. Limbs and head. Daimabad. Bronze animal belongs to this period. Daimabad bronze animal belongs to this period. Okay. A large variety of objects such as seals, stone statues, terracotta, etc. are part of art activities. Terracotta, etc. are part of art activity. Right? So everyone have written this. So you may also note modern monkey, cattle toys with movable heads, toy cuts were made mainly for their children to play. And pot making was also one among the main industries, right? So terracotta pots were made. Pot making was very, very important. And after making the pot, they used to polish black color. Black color polish would be made on it, and they used to draw that is geometrical symbols on it. And they also used to draw human forms on it, which in turn depicts the lifestyle of the people at that particular period of time. Okay. Designs of plants, animals, and geometric symbols were drawn on pots. Right? Big jars were made for storage purposes. Big jars were made for storage purposes. When we talk about seals, right, we have evidence around more than 500 seals at this particular time period. Okay. So the seals were in turn making sure that it was used as a symbol for making transaction among people, right? So when we talk about seals, write down the seals depict the images like that of animals such as unicorn refers to somewhat one-horned rhinos, somewhat of that animal. Okay, unicorn, bulls, elephant, rhino, etc. And even trees and human figures were mentioned in seals. Tiger was also there. In terms of seals I am speaking. Okay. Right. So all these things played very important role with respect to the economy of Harappans as such.
So what were their communication language within themselves?
Communication language was not, it is not known to us. That is the problem. Are you getting me? So that might be symbolic in nature. Once we understand what about their literature, then only we would be getting to know what they did, how did they communicate. It in turn refers that there is very good communication which was built up at that particular period of time. The communication was really good, but the thing is, what sort of communication they made, that is not known to us, right? So you make sure that write down about their their literature also. One second. Yes.
Coins were found by prehistoric period. Then why did they not use coins?
Coins we came to use in later part only, not in prehistoric period. I told you yesterday, in order to build history, we use numismatics. Okay, coins were used from Aryans. Okay, while doing yaga and havan everything, they used to pour coins inside Homakunda. Are you getting me? It was called as Naksha. Karsapana. Karshapna is nothing but gold coins. Right? So here it was not the thing. Are you getting me? When we talk about their literary aspect, first thing to be noted is their literature was pictographic in nature. Until now it has been disappeared. We are not knowing much information about what their literature in turn mean to us. So that is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. Right? If we come to know much about their literature, then we can, the entire history changes in different manner. Right? But with respect to the Vedic Aryans, we have ample of information through their literary sources itself. Now we in turn need to understand what were the reasons behind the decline of these people, right? The decline of these Harappans. They have lived in that particular place over a period of time for more than 1000 years, right? If it consider it as 3500 BC, then more than 1000 plus years. Or else we can consider it as up to 700 years, right? So with respect to this, how did the end come to these people? Some historians believe that it was due to natural calamities. When we talk about Mohenjo-daro itself, right, it is called as Mount of Death, right? So there were many flooding which used to take regularly in terms of Mohenjo-daro as such, and in terms of Harappa, due to the movement of tectonic plates, it was becoming dry area over a period of time. Are you getting me? On one side it is flooded, on the other side it has been drained or dried. So that is one among the things that has to be remembered by you people. And they themselves mentioned that there has been monsoon, they have been knowing over a period of time. Right? Monsoon has been the basic factor. The pattern in which the rainfall occurs. That also is one among the reason. The natural calamities can be one among the reason with respect to their decline. Are you getting me? So most of the historians believe in this concept, and some historians are of the thought that this civilization has been brought to an end by the Aryans. Right? Who were the Aryans? These people come from in and around Central Asia, that is to be specific with in and around Mediterranean Sea. Are you getting me? They come from there and they settled in these areas in the coming years. So that is what we mean to them. Right? So but this theory, the thing is, there are evidences even in Harappa. A person's head has been cut and which has been we get to know about those things through archaeology. But certain historians say that it can be due to some booty or some sort of thing. Dacoits would be there, right? They also do the same thing. The mob which cuts, it need not be the Aryans. So that is what the thing that has to be remembered by you people. So they don't agree. Some historians don't agree with respect to this particular topic. So, and they also insist that these Vedic Aryans comes to India in and around 15th century BC, 1500 BC, right? So the time period of this Harappans comes to an end around 1800 BC itself. So 300 years gap is there, right? So that is what they are claiming. These historians are claiming. Anyhow, it is of doubt. You won't be getting such sort of questions with respect to decline of Vedic of Indus Valley people. Are you getting me? Right? Such sort of things won't be asked with respect to this particular topic. Decline means it is common. We don't have any specific reason. At the beginning of the class itself, I told you what? The decline would be a gradual process, right? The decline of any civilization would be a gradual process which involves natural calamities like that of earthquake, flood and drought, everything. And these people, especially when we talk about desertification, is also one among the reasons for their decline. Right? There were forests in most of the areas at the earlier stage. In later part of their rule, when they were coming over a period of time, okay, they cut almost all the trees for the purpose of conducting agriculture. Deforestation, they have done that. And another thing is overgrazing. I told you mixed farming. So due to mixed farming, due to there is lot of cattle, we need food and fodder for cattle, right? Food for us and fodder for cattle. So overgrazing which took place, which in turn desertified these lands. Some people are of that opinion with respect to the end of this particular civilization. Is it very clear? Any doubts? Please, you people can raise.
Sir, on that era, there are Egyptians and Chinas listed, right? They don't have any scripts about their decline of.
Actually, they did not. No.
Okay,
They had seals and coins and trade contact. That's it. We are unable to get much of information about it. The information is abrupt with respect to this particular topic. This is one among the dry topics, this chapter. After that, Vedic period and everything would be very thrillful. Are you getting me? Here what you people do is, you people just try to understand the facts. Okay, these are the facts that has to be remembered by you people. Okay, so we have seen social condition of the people. We have seen religious and other beliefs of the people. These people had a belief that is fear with respect to nature. They fear, they had a great respect to nature, and also they feel that they were having certain sort of fear with respect to thunder. Heavy rainfall, thundering, everything they had a fear. Black magic, they had a fear. They believed in good and bad. But they did not know how to overcome. And another most important ritual that has to be remembered by you people is, they believed in life after death. Please make a note on this. They believed in life after death. When we talk about the burial aspects of these Harappan people, right? So they usually were buried. At the instance, they were buried. And second type of burial was that they in turn the body was open to feeding of eagles, beasts. And after that, they used to put it in coffin and they used to bury. So that is second type. And the third type is, they used to burn the body and bury the ashes in coffin. Are you getting me? First is they used to bury the body itself, keep the body, dead body in coffin, and they used to dig deeper and bury the body. That is one thing. And the second thing is they used to keep the body at open place, okay, and which would be fed by all the beasts, yes, especially eagle, right? So that would be there. And after that the remaining parts would be buried. And another thing is they used to burn the body and get ashes and burn that ashes. I told you people that they believed in life after death, right? Sir, how can you say that? Because almost all the ornaments, whatever these people were using in their day to day life, it might be gold, silver, or whatever it might be, their used dresses, whatever the thing they used to eat, food habits, everything was kept inside the coffin and buried along with it. Are you getting me? So everything, whatever they used, gold, silver, everything, that the people, whatever they used was within the coffin and they buried along with that. So that is the scenario with respect to these people. Okay? But they did not have answer for, that is, they believed in rebirth. But how to overcome other things, they did not know. All those things would be done with Vedic period. Okay. So in Vedic period, that is the difference between Harappans and Vedic period. In Vedic period, they believed in life after death. Okay. They believed in transmigration of soul. They also believed in whatever the rituals that has to be performed at each and every time. Okay. At different ceremonies, naming ceremony is there, right? So marriage ceremony is there, as well as death and other rituals are there. So all those things have been given clear-cut idea at the time of Vedic period. Okay? So that is the thing that has to be understood by you people. Any other doubts?
So when the literature was pictographic in nature in those days,
We can?
pictographic in nature,
Yes.
then how they came to know about the numbers, measures and the letters?
Numbers can be known, right? So again it is all about pictures. Certain, half of that we know, but to the maximum extent we don't know. Without knowing anything, I was unable to speak, right? So there would have not been this chapter. So that is the thing you people have to remember, right? Now I would be talking about, okay, I would be giving a notes about different places which becomes very, very important for your CAPF and UPSC examination. Fine? Is there any other question that has to be asked?
So they were using seals for marking on the product.
Yes, yes. Yes. There can be a question with respect to match the following. So that is in your group 1 and other related exams. But you people have to note down these places, what is the importance that these places carry. So please make a note of it. Mehergar. Mehergar. Yes. Mehergarh. Okay. So this is in Balochistan. Earliest evidence of agriculture. We come to know about earliest evidence of agriculture through this site. Mehergar. Earliest evidence of agriculture, that is growing of wheat and barley. And domestication of animals. People involved in trade and craft. Bead making, production of beads. Production of beads. So these are the things that has to be remembered with respect to this particular place. Manda. Next one, Manda, Manda, the northernmost tip of this Indus Valley civilization. It is in Jammu and Kashmir. Right? So it is on the banks of the river Indus. It is known for art crafts, especially making of pots. Art. Making of pots, pottery making. Terracotta. Right? Next one is Roper, Ropar. Third one, Roper is another place. Roper, on the banks of the river Sutlej. So it is known for seal making. Sutlej. It is known for seal making. Copper implements.
So where it is located?
On the banks of the river Sutlej. It is known for copper implements. Okay. Copper implements, terracotta beads, bangles, burial of dead bodies. Especially when we talk about the burial of dead bodies, right? The head would be faced in north direction. The head of the dead body would be facing northward direction. So that is the thing, that is the ritual these people follow. Right? That is also evident. I use different materials, so please make sure that you write everything in detailed manner, because all this information you won't be getting with respect to your NCERTs. Are you getting me? Kalibangan. It is again one among the most important sites with respect to Harappan civilization. Kalibangan refers to Black Bengal. It is a place in Rajasthan. Black Bengal, it is a place in Rajasthan. Evidence of plowing, evidence of tilling the land, plowing the field. And fire ultras. What did I say? Homakunda is nothing but fire ultras. ALTRAS. Right? Is witnessed. Earliest earthquake. This place is known for earliest earthquake. Lothal. Next, Lothal. Next city, Lothal. It is located in Gujarat. A port city, known for its ports. World's oldest dockyard. World's oldest dockyard. Mehergar is in Pakistan. First point I told you, right? First place. Mehergar. It is in Pakistan, modern day Pakistan. Not in India. Balochistan, modern day, yes, okay. It is not in India. You people have to keep it in mind. Balochistan is westernmost part of Pakistan. Fine. Yeah. Westernmost part of Pakistan, that's it. Balochistan is part of Pakistan. Right? Surkotda. 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 So that is the place. Again, this is Harappan site. Bibi no Timbo is local name of this place. Bibi no Timbo. Bibino Timbo. So it is port town. It is port town. Okay. Which is in Kutch, Gujarat. Port town which is in Kutch, Gujarat. It is known for having gold mine. Houses built of stones. Houses were built of stones. When we talk about as a whole, we talk about construction of houses on burnt bricks, right? So in certain pockets, especially in and around Gujarat and Rajasthan, you would be able to see stones. Houses constructed out of stones, right? Copper and bronze axes are found from this site. Copper and bronze axes are found from this site. Right? Next place, Kot Diji. Kotdiji. So this is Kotdigi. Yes. Right? Kot Digi. Digi. Sorry, Diji. So with respect to this Kot Digi, right? So this is earliest site. I was talking about different phases with respect to Harappan cities, right? So this is pre-Harappan town. Are you getting me? Pre-Harappan town. So with respect to this site, it is in Sindh province, Pakistan. Sindh province, Pakistan. On the banks of the river Indus. On the banks of the river Indus. You would be able to see arrowheads. Arrowheads is all about whatever the tools they use for in their day-to-day life. Tools, weapons they use, arrowheads. Right? Statite seal. Statite seal. Steatite. Statite seal. Bull figure. Pottery having geometric designs. Pottery having geometric designs. People leaf. People tree leaf. I told that people were praying nature, right? So worship of people tree was there. People leaf is found from here. Okay. Have you written Kalibangan? Chanudaro. Chanhudaro. It is in Sindh province, Pakistan. It was an industrial site for making beads. Yes, for making beads, bead making. Beads are used in jewelry and designing works. Mehergar you have written, first one I hope so. Manda you people have written. Okay. Vengi, Hastinapur. Dolavira. You have not written, right? Dholavira. Yes. Dolavira. Earliest planned water conservation system. Earliest planned water conservation system. Other than that, there is nothing else. Okay, these are the places which becomes for you people. If at all I left something, then I would give you in other session. Okay. So once you look into the question paper, previous year question paper, you would get to know what are the importance of these facts. Okay. Make sure that you people revise all these things. Tomorrow you would be dealing with Vedic period, right? So in Vedic period we will be dealing with almost early Vedic period. I will try to cover later Vedic period also. Fine. Any doubts you people can ask me. Thank you.